Sorry about that. Fucking 15-minute limit. But like I was saying, let me backtrack. When I was talking about how not much stuff happens, it's fucking hallucinations that are shitty. Then elevator, which is nothing. The detective is in there for like a couple minutes, then is killed because he's exposition guy. Tell a little bit of exposition, then I'm gone. I'm dead. Which that wasn't like the game. Sean Bean's kidnapped. Me and Vincent go. Vincent tells her everything for some damn reason. Because he's in love with her or whatever. You're not evil, even though I've known you for less than a day. Oh, you have the mannequin stupid shit, spiders, CGI, ridiculous, holding mannequin heads. Uh, then she fucks off, sees Malcolm McDowell, who's blind, then the Metaton, then he turns to a creature, shoots him a few times. She's being carried. Pyramid Head comes in, chops things up, some arms off. She escapes, finds Vincent on a table. Where you have these nurses that won't move unless they hear you. Gets them out, then fucking defeats Alessa with the power of HUD. Literally hugs her. I'm like, what? Wow, that's it. My version, if that was the way you don't go, she'd just been the power of flashing. It would have been better. It would have been more entertaining. Be like, that was fucking stupid. Well, nice titties. The power of HUD. This is coming from a guy that I can deal with movies that, okay, they won with the power of love, but the power of just literally HUD her to death, absorbs her, I guess, or something, shows the power of happiness or whatever. Fucking Care Bear shit. Might as well be Care Bears and make the film less boring. And then, oh, Carrie-Anne Moss gets the thing, turns to a creature with fucking saw blades in her. I'm like, holy shit, I saw in Hellraiser 3. Yeah, I can't remember if that's in the Silent Hill 3 game. I haven't played that in a while. I know, I'm sorry. I can't remember, so if it is, I apologize. But just saw blades things. Makes you think that guy in Cabin in the Woods. Then fucking Pyramid comes out and fucking fights it. I'm like, Pyramid Head's not a good guy. I know they explain, well, Pyramid Head is like the guardian of Alessa, the protector of Alessa, and I guess since she absorbed Alessa, I guess. Uh, see what I mean? They explore. There's so much of this film's exposition, and you're still wondering what the fuck's going on. This is just dumbfounding. I don't give dumbfounding. I don't give a fuck if shit was cut out. That's what they wanted. That's what they decided to put out. That's not my fault. It's their fault. Fuck them. And so the Kermas, who's turned to this creature, and Pyramid Head gets in a fucking Mortal Kombat fight in which Pyramid Head chops the head off, walks away, and then it's done. I'm like, really? That's it? Wow. That's all. That's all she wrote. Then they set up for a sequel. I know what they're doing here. I know what they're doing. Because the girl and Vince are gonna leave, and Sean Bean's like, no, I gotta stay. I gotta find Rhoda Mitchell. And he heads off. And I'm like, are you gonna try to do this for the sequel? Where it's a guy looking for his wife? Is that what you think? You don't do Silent Hill 3 and 2? But then they also do all these little things. Like they get picked up in a truck by this guy named Travis. And granted, I don't have the game Silent Hill Origins. I don't have that one. I think that's... I have all... For PS1 and PS2, I think I have all of them except... I have 1 through 4. So I think the only one is Silent Hill Origins. But because I don't have the other systems. I don't have that for PS2, Silent Hill Origins. But that's a character from Silent Hill Origins, I believe, because I read up on it. The guy who picks him up, I think his name is Travis or something. And then you have like this prison bus that drives into Silent Hill. I think, again, reading up, there's a PS3 game or whatever, Silent Hill Downpour or something like that. Something to do with a prison bus. Again, I haven't played it because I don't own the new systems because they're too expensive, too rich for my blood, for my cheap blood. Um, but if you're trying to think of Silent Hill 3, what? There's going to be a mix? What? So what? It's going to be a mix between Silent Hill 2 and Downpour? Are you serious? Well, I know I apologize. This is fucking 2 parts. I didn't mean it to do that way. But since I'm on the second part, I might as well use the rest of the 9-10 minutes anyway. Why I don't like Silent Hill Revelation is, one, it's poorly written. Two, and what I mean by poorly written, there's so much fucking exposition, so much. What's it about? What's going on? What's happening? What's this about? What's that about? What are they about? Who the fuck's that? Who the fuck's that? This is who the fuck it is. This is what happened. This is what happened. So much exposition that becomes fucking boring. And then there's shit that they don't explain, like how at the end of this movie, she's evil. She's possessed the girl. When Ron mentions, close your eyes, she didn't. It possessed the girl. And now that's not the case for some reason. And she killed everybody in the church. There was no one left standing. So where the fuck did Carrie-Anne Moss and all these people? Were they taking a coffee break when all this shit going down in the church in the first movie? Were they on a coffee break? Was they too busy having an orgy? Was it trying to manicure fucking Pyramid Head? Try to shine his fucking head? See if shoved up someone's ass? What the fuck? Even with the movie, it doesn't make sense. And then you don't give a fuck about any of the characters. There's no sense of isolation. The look of Silent Hill looks lame and cheap with bad CGI. I've seen fucking fan films that have produced that better. I can at least say this film did it better. Although I do have problems with this film. It's still a mixed bag, but it's a lot better than this fucking movie. I'm looking at something real quick. I'm looking up the music. Because I want to check something real quick. Some of the original pieces of music they had in this, I don't know if they did, but I don't know. I like the way they utilize the soundtrack better in this. I mean, they use pieces from the game as well in this one, but it seems like they better utilized it in this one. It's definitely not like the game. The game was actually creepy, atmospheric, and I'll say again, I keep mentioning this. See that movie? Learn tips from that movie and how to create suspense, character development, writing, atmosphere, and so on and so forth. Jacob's Ladder is fucking miles better than this piece of fucking shit. Piss poor writing, piss poor effects, well, CGI effects, I would say. It's boring. Not much happens other than what the mannequin thing that looked like a shitty CGI spider fucking mannequin thing that I don't remember from the games. Maybe I'm being dumb. I remember mannequin creatures, but not like that. It just looked goofy and fucking silly and laughable. Never creepy atmosphere. And then the look of Silent Hill was just bleh. What, the mannequin thing, the nurse thing that you already saw in the first movie, the nurse thing, the fucking Pyramid Head and fucking Carrie-Anne Moss saw blade smackdown. I'm like, really? Seriously? Oh, and then the girl hugging Alessa to death. I will hug you to death. Hug you titties. In my face, please. If she's old enough, that is. Thank God, at least Jacob's Ladder gets a higher rating than this. But I don't know what this director had a small budget with Death Watch. Death Watch was good. Death Watch was really good. I don't know what the fuck happened. What the fuck happened? He didn't have $20 million for Death Watch, and that was good. I don't know what the shit happened. I don't. I really don't. Piss poor story that, they're trying original shit. Like, Pyramid Head, I hate, this is the fanboy rising up again. I said this before, I'll say it again. I hate what they did with Pyramid Head. Honestly, Pyramid Head should only be used in the story. Because I'll say it again, Pyramid Head, it's meant to be this lead guy's guilt. His guilt over what he did to the woman he loved because she was so sick, so much in pain, so at her last gasp that either she was going to continue to be in pain, horrible, horrible pain, or to end her suffering. And he didn't want to do it, but pretty much had to do it. But he was still suffering guilt and stuff. And this was a representation of that. This is what Pyramid Head was. And here it's like, we're just going to throw him in for the fuck of it. And, he's the protector. Even though Alessa, I guess, either she's absorbed into the girl or she's gone for fuck ever, but Pyramid is still willing to protect her. Even though I know she protected her kind of before when I was talking about cutting off the arms, like, when she fucks up Dr. McDowell, she's running, and then, like, these people, like, because in the asylum, they put their arms through, and Pyramid is, like, cutting their arms off. So he's protecting her there, too. And I'm like, what? Pyramid Head's a protector? That's... And, like, a lot of this shit is, like, oh, she's watching people munch on blood and shit. And I'm like, you sure you didn't confuse this with, like, fucking zombie movie? I don't know, it just kills me how Silent Hill games can have creepy, atmospheric, startlingly eerie sequences that worked well in the game, but they can't do that for this movie. I arguably, people will argue with me about the first movie, but I don't think they achieved it that well in the first movie either. I don't think, like, the first film I can say it's a good looking movie, it's a good sounding movie. But I have a lot of problems with the first movie. Like, I'll say it again, I think the writing's still poor. I think the character dialogue is poor. I thought it was never scary or creepy or suspenseful like the games were to me. But at least the first movie, I can give credit to Christoph Gans as a director. He made a good-looking movie. He made a movie that looked like Silent Hill. He made a movie that sounded like Silent Hill. And that's why I can't really hate this movie 100%. Like I said, it's a love or hate thing with this. Because even though well, I already said that before, but they pretty much wanted to do this movie. But it's like, so let's take all the creatures and put them in here. Except the nurses, but anyway. This film sucks ass. This film sucks balls. It just... Stuff in the plot that doesn't make sense. Sad to the fact that you have exposition that runs 50 fucking minutes just like this review, but at least he didn't pay anything for this review. Nothing really happens. What happens in this movie? The silly-ass mannequin spider thing, the smackdown between Pyramid Head and some bitch, and Dr. McDowell, whoop-de-fucking-do. The nurse scene, which you saw in the fucking first movie. I will say done better in the first movie. Fuck am I missing? Oh, huddled to death, of course. The lead girl huddled to death in this merry-go-round that sprouts this fire. And that's all it took. That's all she wrote. I'm like, wow. Very anticlimactic. Whatever. Fuck this movie. This movie sucks. This film is not scary. It's not suspenseful. It's never creepy. It's never interesting or involving. some shitty CGI, shitty plot that they dumbed down. They dumbed down the plots of these movies and the shows. They fucked up. They took a game that actually made you think, had some mystery to it, had some mystery sometimes is a good thing. And it's like, no, we're going to explain everything and bore the shit out of you. And then we're still not going to make sense. And we're going to be boring as fuck doing it. Great job, movie. Now go fuck yourself.